Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Cooper, known as the Channel Guy Trader, and I'm reporting to you live from Wall Street Trading's Miami office down in sunny South Florida. Today's date is Tuesday, November the 19th, 2013, and here's today's After the Bell Market Summary video brought to you by WallStreetTrading.com. If you've not been to the website yet, go check it out. There's a lot of informative information on the site. At the same time, if you're interested in taking our education course or trading with our proprietary trading firm, please contact me at ccooper at wallstreettrading.com for more details, or go to the website and click the contact us button on the upper right hand side of the page. Aside from that, let's go ahead and get into the market video here, starting off with the indices. The Dow closed down about 9 points. The Nasdaq closed down 17 and a half. The S&P 500 closed down a little over 3.5 points. If we take a look at the breadth of the market today, we had 4,311 issues declining on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. We had about 1,991 issues advancing on the NYSE, Nasdaq, and the AMEX. Therefore, breadth was in favor of the bears, pretty much close to a little over 2-to-1 ratio there. Some of the key sectors that were weak today: technology was weak. We had some weakness in Microsoft. We had some weakness in CRM off of their earnings, even though the stock sold off in the first 30 minutes and recovered most of its losses for the day. We'll take a look at that chart here today as well. Saw some weakness in the semiconductor space. Altera, First Solar was down a little bit today. Taking a look at the financials had some fall through action. We talked about these stocks yesterday. Bank of America up again over 1.5%. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs up only 0.5%. We saw some action in the biotech space. ABT up over 2%. Boston Scientific, BSX up a little bit as well. Let's see here. We also saw some action in the oil and gas. DVN came out with some news intraday that they were acquiring some companies. This lighted some buying pressure in some of those natural gas stocks like SWN, RRC, COG, CHK. That sympathy play that we mentioned in yesterday's video, CVX, Chevron, to watch off the ExxonMobil shrink, that one popped up 1.25% today. So let's go ahead and jump into these charts and see what's going on, and we'll go from there. Starting off with the SPY, which is the S&P 500 ETF, closed down 39 cents, down 20.22%, closing at 179.03. Again, we had an outside day yesterday in Gulf, so we were looking for some fall through sell action today. We gapped down, rallied up a bit, but the market was not able to hold its gains, and we sold off near the lows, and they bought it right back up to close us in the middle of the range for the day. So far, we have 2 consecutive lower closes. As you can see, we have come all the way from a low down here at 166 back on the week of October the 7th. We've been rallying ever since with 1 pullback that was bought, 1 pullback that was bought, 2 pullbacks bought, 1 pullback bought, 1 pullback bought, 1 pullback bought, and now we have 2 pullbacks. So we have not had 3 consecutive lower closes since I would say since back here in September. So if we do get 3 consecutive lower closes, that'll be something to watch, and that's something that we're looking out for. But SPY, again, the levels we want to watch would be down here around 177.55. We're still above the rising 8 EMA and 5 EMA, so keep those moving averages on your radar to gauge the short-term momentum. Take a look at the ES. The ES did sell off a little bit as well here. Closed down 3.5. Again, the ES is still above the rising 8 EMA, so right now we're still looking to buy some intraday dips and some strong stocks and some strong sectors. But right now, we do have some of the bears getting a little bit antsy and giving us some nice selling pressure intraday. And then we have the bulls looking to buy the dip, so it's giving us some nice two-way action, which is if we're looking at intraday trades, that works perfect for us. Taking a look at the triple Qs, the Nasdaq 100 ETF down 24 cents, down 0.29%. Again, we mentioned the fact that that you would want to watch the 83.40 level on the triple Qs. If it does not get back above 83.40 and hold, that would be a selling opportunity. Look what it did today. It gapped down, rallied up to 83.50, sold right back down. So still the same scenario here. Anybody that is long above 83.40, they're currently stuck in a losing position. If we continue to hold below 83.40 and they start to feel some more pain on the pullback, they will start dumping their shares. Then people that are looking to get short, they'll start shorting, and that'll add more fuel to the fire to bring us maybe back down towards the bottom of the range, 82, which will be some support from this pivot low, or 81.50, which will be some support from this little pivot low down there. So we'll take a look at some technology stocks in a second here. The Russell 2000, the IWM, showed some relative weakness today. This ETF that's supposed to mirror the Russell 2000 index will have some support around 108.62. Break below 108.62, you want to watch a rising 50-day moving average, which we bounced off of 2 weeks ago right here. This time it's going to be around 108. That'll be the next level to watch. going to take a look at the DIA. The Dow Jones ETF closed down 11 cents. Was not able to make new all-time highs today. Kind of double topped right here around 159.95, right in front of that key 160 level, which is equivalent to 16,000 on the Dow Jones. Still above the rising short-term moving averages. Still looks pretty good. I would look for maybe some sideways consolidation before it tries to push up higher. We'll take a look at some of those stocks as well, such as Caterpillar, some of those stocks that are in the Dow. Let's see. Let's take a look at the volatility index. One thing that we noted this morning when the market was open and trading, we noticed that the VIX was rallying with the stocks. That does mean that people were buying some protection of some sort. Usually they trade inverse, so therefore, when you see them go up at the same time, that's usually a little bit of a, I would say a little bit of a red flag. If we get some more selling pressure and the VIX starts to come up with some nice momentum, then we'll take that into more consideration. But right now, we're not just looking for some people right now. We're currently maybe just buying some protection. So the VIX, I would say we'll look for it. Really can't get excited about the VIX moving up until it really gets back above 15, I would say. Let's go and take a look at the dollar futures /DX on the TOS platform. Dollar futures having trouble trying to break back above the 81 level. It is going to trigger a short sell if we break below yesterday's low, or if we break below this 80-60 level, call it. The next target on the dollar futures index will be 80.36. Why is this important? Because if this does show some weakness tomorrow, we could be looking for a bounce in some of the commodity stocks or some of the basic material stocks or some of the precious metals. If it does bounce, those stocks have been weak. Those metal stocks have been weak. So if it does get a nice little bounce off this moving average area right here, from this little support, we could, in fact, maybe see another leg down in gold. So this is why we're watching the dollar pretty closely. And if we're watching the dollar, then you want to make sure you watch the euro as well. This is what we track intraday to see how these asset classes and how this money is moving through the system intraday. Euro's looking pretty good. Looks like it's going to trigger along right over this 355 level. Will not be surprised if that triggers along during the overnight session, and then maybe continues a bit during our session tomorrow when the euro futures are trading, or when they trade the most volume. So that's a lot. So let's take a look at a couple of key stocks, starting off with the banks, because the banks have been trading so good that we want to take a look at them first. Bank of America broke out to new 2-year highs. I guess you could say it's trading back. Well, actually not quite yet, but it's close to trading back at the January highs of 2011, which was around 1531. All right, we break above 1531. The next resistance you have is around 1605. The Bank of America, one of the stronger banks out there today. If you take a look at Goldman Sachs is trading above that 50% trend line from the channel that we mentioned to you guys here, over 168 and holding. This thing should start making its way towards the top of the channel right here around 172. All right, again, whenever you have a channel, you always want to make sure you draw the 50% channel line, as it will give you a good gauge as whether you should be looking to get long above the 50, short below the 50, get long above the 50, short below the 50, get long above the 50. All right, so Goldman Sachs looks good. JP Morgan, they've been in the news a lot with the whole settlement fiasco. However, the stock is not really selling off from that news. It's actually getting some buying pressure from that news, I guess, as people are saying finally they're getting those issues resolved. But right now, a little double top action, potentially around this 56.50 area. JP Morgan, if it does pull back, a good area to buy it would be back around the 54.70 level. So Citigroup up 0.75% today. This one's going to trigger along over 51.58. This one's been showing some nice momentum compared to the other financial stocks, but I guess the real momentum is going to come. The real momentum should come in once it breaks over 51.60 or so, and if it can hold above that level. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some energy stocks, starting off with Chevron. Again, we talked about Chevron in yesterday's video, saying how this could be a good idea for a sympathy play off the ExxonMobil strength. Well, guess what, folks? It bounced today. This is your move. This is like your little flag type pattern right there. Over today's highs, it should get some more momentum back up towards the 124 level. The trigger to get long was over yesterday's highs. Even though we did not trade the stock today, the trade was there. We did pretty well in the Best Buy, which we'll take a look at here shortly. But this was a nice way that you set up sympathy plays. Whenever you see a stock that's strong and you have another stock in the same sector that's not quite moving, you want to start looking for that stock to move, as, again, people that missed the first stock in that sector that was moving, they're going to start looking for other companies that are similar or related to that company to trade. Chevron, perfect example. And we're going to be looking for this stock to have some fall through action tomorrow. This time we won't miss it. Chevron. DV IBM, they came out with some news intraday. Not quite sure what the news is, but you can see the stock had a wide range bar, heavy volume. Should look for the stock to maybe get some more momentum to the top side, at least back up towards these highs around 65. Looks pretty good. Let's see, was there anything else in the energy sector? We could take a quick look at ExxonMobil again to see what it did. And ExxonMobil, a little doji day, nothing going on there. Let's take a look at some of the high flyer momentum stocks. Tesla is up 4.5 today, bounced right off the 200-day exponential moving average in the daily. May consolidate a little bit right here. It does have some decent support around this 120 level. If it does break below today's lows, though, the next level we want to watch would be down here around 106.70, which also lines up with the 200-day simple moving average over today's highs, which is 129.07 or so, and this thing could go back up towards 135.27. Taking a look at Netflix. Netflix was down today, $4.48. Again, not really seeing much in the stock. One thing you can do if you're trading the stock is draw a trend line from this low to these lows right here. And you can see we have a little upward trend line, or even better yet, an upward channel. I would keep an eye on this right now. I would keep an eye on this going forward, but right now I don't see much to do with Netflix. Let's take a look at Google, some other high flyers. Google down $6.36 today, not much. Still holding the low, this big buy bar we had. May try to retrace about 50% or maybe even 61.8% inside this bar before it tries to get a bounce. There should still be some buyers in here that are long with a stop versus a low from last week, Wednesday. Google looks pretty good. Let's take a look at some other high flyers, price lines, see how they close today with this little momentum selling we had a little bit today intraday. Price line pulled back to the rising 8 moving average, still looks pretty good. Not be looking to short that. IBM, this has been a little weak laggard stock, finally catching some momentum, trying to get back with the key 186 level. Has come a long way from the gap down. It is coming into some resistance around this 188 area. I would not be looking to establish any new positions right here. If you're looking to trade IBM, I would better yet be looking to maybe possibly short a rally if it rallies into that 187 area, which is the declining 100-day simple and exponential moving average. Let's see what else. Let's see, Apple. Can't forget about Apple. Makes up 30% of the triple Q, so we do want to make sure we check the chart on a day-to-day basis. Even if we don't trade it, Apple closed at 519.55. Pretty much flat, up 92 cents, or better yet, up 0.18%. Trading in this range between 526 and 512. Would not be looking to do anything with Apple unless it breaks above 526, or if it triggers below 512. Right now, it's just most likely chopping some people up near. Even though it's giving you the good intraday action, if you're trading the stock on a swing trade basis, it's doing nothing. And it's just the opportunity cost of money when you could be investing your money into different things that are making better returns right now, aside from something that's trading sideways. Let's see what else we got going on here. Best Buy. They came out with the earnings today. I did not even get a chance to look over the numbers, but I do know the stock did set up some nice selling pressure intraday. Nice gap down here. All right, high base. A lot of people are were most likely stuck in a long position from anybody that was long the stock last week. They were stuck in a long position. The stock sold off pretty well. Short-term support was at 39. It flashed a little bit below 39 and closed at 38.78. May have some fall-through action in the stock tomorrow. If it breaks today's lows, we want to watch for some support right here from the gap up that we had back here in October, around 37.90, 37.80 or so, call it. What else do I see going on? See, Lowe's, they had earnings today. This stock sold off, bounced off the 200-day, bounced off the 20-day moving average. Actually, they didn't have earnings today. They have earnings tomorrow before the market opens. Home Depot had earnings today. We'll take a look at that stock here shortly. Lowe's have earnings tomorrow before the market opens. Keep an eye on the stock. Most likely we'll be having that stock on our watch list. Home Depot, all right, sold off today. Let's see. Their earnings report, does it say it here? I don't think it says it. I don't think it's going to tell us here, but either way, the company, obviously they didn't take that report too kindly. They sold the stock off, and the stock opened up at 82.22 and it closed at 80.38. So sellers were in control for the majority of the day. Would be looking to see how Lowe's trades tomorrow off of its earnings report. What else do we want to mention here? We looked at the banks. earnings. We looked at some energy stocks. We looked at the financials. Let's take a look at some of these solar companies. They have been in play as well. TSL came out with some decent earnings this morning. See Solar City, a momentum stock. It's kind of dying out, getting a little bit sloppy. I would stay away from this name. TSL, another solar company that's been doing pretty well. Sold off today. Actually, no. Hold on a second. I don't think they came out with good earnings, or if they did, they sold those earnings. Let's see here. As they came in, what they were expected to lose 18 cents a share. They came in actually making 14 cents a share. So they came out with a decent earnings report. I guess the guidance was bad or something. The stock did sell off. However, it is just trading in the range between 14 and 18. I would watch this lower level down here around 14, 14.25 or so. First Solar, another key company in this sector that's been moving pretty nice. The solar's it's going to have some support down here around 58, which is also going to line up with the rising 20-day moving average. I would keep an eye on that level for a bounce. Last time FSLR bounced pretty nicely off that 20-day moving average. We're going to be looking to see if it does the same thing this time around. Aside from that, I'm going to end the video here, but I want to go over one more thing. I want to go over the commodities real quick, starting off with the GLD. Actually, it's not the GLD, starting off with the GC, the gold futures. Gives you a better read of the price action. You can see it's holding some support down here around 1260. All right, and if it breaks below 1260, we can see some more selling pressure back down towards 1251, then maybe back down towards these lows around 1220. So we're watching the gold pretty closely. Crude oil looked like it was primed to get a nice little bounce today. It's not quite yet. I am expecting to bounce in a couple of days or so, maybe next week. You can see right now it's trading in the range between 93 and 95. So when it does bounce, you are going to have a nice little stop in place that you can put here. If it does break down, you have a nice little way to manage your risk right here on the top of that range. Aside from that, folks, have a great day. Make sure you check out the website, wallstreettrading.com. A lot of good stuff to come. I'm going to start doing some intraday update videos. Well, I already do the intraday update videos, but I'm going to start doing, say, weekly webinars. I'll keep you guys posted on those dates. Have a great day. Cheers.